Hi everyone, it's Jackie. Jack's Creative Inspirations here on YouTube and on Facebook, and on Instagram I go by the handle at @ScrappinJax. Welcome to everybody to my channel about cross-stitching and crafting. Today is Sunday, April the 27th, 2025, and I'm coming at you from Augusta, Maine. I just finished attending the Library Stitchers retreat, and this is going to be a full retreat recap. For all of you who are coming here today, this is a safe space. You are safe with me. And I want everyone to know that you are welcome and you are included. So please sit down and stay a while. If you are a returning viewer, thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I looked this morning. I have 593 subscribers. Who'd have thunk it? There is no way I could have, oh my God. Yeah, there's 592 other people out there that that want to know more about what I'm doing in my life. So if you like what you see, if you're a first-time person here and you like what you see, take it out for a test drive and kick the tires and drive it around the block once or twice. And if you like it, please subscribe. And please make sure to hit that notification bell, because unfortunately I am not that consistent with posting videos. Just hit that notification bell, share it with your friends, and please feel free to leave constructive criticism. Okay, that's how this community grows, is by us helping each other. So, Library Stitchers Retreat. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. I've already recorded this once this morning. I hated it, deleted it. We're back again. So Wednesday night, I got on an 11:30 flight p.m. from Seattle to Boston, arrived Thursday morning at Boston at 7:30, got the rental car and started driving north and reached Augusta around noon. I did stop along the way, and I spent quite a bit of time at a roadside plaza. It's a very small truck stop, way smaller than Buc-ee's. It's more like a Buc-ee's wannabe in Kennebunkport, Maine. But I got to town. I was here at noon. Check-in's not till 3, so I killed an hour and a half at shopping at Walmart and at Hobby Lobby. And then I got here, I checked in, and then the fun began. Friday morning, got to the retreat site about 8:15, 8:20, and the retreat didn't start till 9, but we were there. We were ready. Let's go. Let's get some stitching on. Let's see our friends. Let's catch up. Let's network. Oh my God. So, sure enough, Friday we got there. We got in. I sat in an entirely new space this year because Taylor wasn't with me, and I missed her desperately. I missed her so much. So we sat in a new space. I sat in a new space, and I was joined by 3 ladies who, it was their first time to Library Stitchers. They're seasoned retreaters. But the first time to Library Stitchers, and they all 3 are from France, and they all 3 spoke French. So every once in a while they would start speaking back and forth, and then without realizing it, they would slip into French. And I've not spoken French on a routine basis in about 40 years. So it was a lot of fun just listening to them chat back and forth. And then a 4th lady joined us, and she was by herself. This was her first time ever at a retreat, and so we were just like, yes, welcome aboard. And so that we had 5 of us at our table. The ladies from France, and that's what I'm going to call them, the ladies from France, there was a 4th lady that was supposed to be with them, but she was ill and was not able to make it, and that really sucks. I mean, you spend money for the retreat and your transportation costs and the hotel, and you're arranging your life so that you can be gone for a while, and then for life to happen, it just sucks. So I felt bad for them. So we got our table established, and then I took off and I went and did my shopping. But before we do all that, let me show you the TableMate gifts and the gifts that I got from people passing things out at the retreat. And then I will show you the stash enhancements from the shopping that I did. Okay, so table mate gifts. One of the ladies from France gave us all this little bag with highlighter tape and scissors and an unstitcher and a really pretty notepad. Another one of the ladies from France has her own business, and she dyed these beautiful flosses, and this is the name of her business. And the third lady from France gave us all these adorable little frogs. And inside the frogs, was a skein of variegated DMC, and red is my favorite color, and these charms. That was one of the things I kept screwing up with the other video, was I was not holding stuff in the right spot. I'm hoping I'm getting better with it. Then I had two ladies that had we had talked about rooming together, and then they both had other roommates. And so the one lady that I was going to room with, she gave me her table mate gift that she gave to everybody. It's this really pretty plastic tub, and inside was a Camp Snoopy eyeglasses cleaner and some peppermint candies and a fake succulent that I can't kill. All right. So there was that. And there will be crinkling and there will be rustling, and I'm sorry, okay? I'm very sorry. I'm in a hotel room. I'm literally in this tiny little desk. Everything's piled on top of everything else. And then Sharon, the lady who has never, ever been to a retreat, gave us these retreat gifts. And they were all about reading, because it's library stitchers. And inside, she had these adorable stickers. The fanfic was better. And a little polar bear reading a book. And her contact information. A little bag of wooden buttons. Some floss drops. Can always use floss drops. Multiple colors. She also gave us some library cards that you put on the back of your framed piece to describe the piece and all the particulars. And ultimately, she gave us a pair of scissors and a scissor fob. And she says, I've never made scissor fobs before. This was her first time, people. She did such a good job. Okay, so that was all from Sharon. Okay, and that was it for table mate gifts. Now, gifts from everybody. Oh, all right, let me do gifts from everybody, and then I'll backtrack for a second and show you what our goodie bag was. Gifts from everybody. Somebody handed out these teeny tiny little jars with a teeny tiny little spool, a gourd pin, and a teeny tiny little button. Someone else passed out these finishing needles. So like this is a doll needle right here. And this is a very long beading needle. And I love how she rolled the felt up at the end to give the needles a place to rest. And she also clipped on some glass cleaners. Two ladies from Pennsylvania passed out these tissue covers with a pack of tissues inside, along with a darling pretzel charm and a story about the twisted history of the pretzel. And it is from Karen Ross and Colleen Fennessy. I don't know if these ladies have a Flosstube or not. We are still trying to collect up the list of Flosstubers on the Facebook page, so I will definitely keep an eye out for it. Someone else gave out a sticker with Maine and a moose, and it had in there 3 charms: a lighthouse charm, a lobster charm, and a 2025 charm. Beth, my friend from Canada, and she coordinated dinner Thursday night for a bunch of us. We got together, went to Texas Roadhouse. I cannot recommend the roadkill highly enough. Oh my God, it is so good. You've got to get the roadkill. Okay, so these are on clothespins, and they're just these little wooden cutouts. So of course I had to get the frog. She had frogs and crowns and birds, and I can't remember what all else. M. Kissa Creations, Marissa, she has a Flosstube. She was there. This is her card, and then it's a floss card and some other floss cards. Someone crocheted up these adorable little hats. I think they're just darling, and put a little cotton in them. Instagram at Tam Stitches. She created these floss drops for us. Someone else did some clip art on a sheet of paper and then had it copied onto sticker paper. So she had all kinds of different cross-stitching themed stickers. Jenny and Nancy, the Bougie Stitchers, they passed out these floss cards that on the back, these are, they say Bougie Stitchers and the name and the name of the floss and the manufacturer. This is from their state of Wyoming. I'm going to be driving through there in about 6 weeks. And then these playing cards from, and there's charms on the gourd pin that I'm wrestling with right now. Wyoming, home of the women's vote, celebrating 55 amazing Campbell County women, the Campbell County Historical Society 2019. And they made these, you can make these then into floss drops. Okay. And then someone else came around. She had dangles that she had created. She had gold ones and silver ones. Someone else handed out little easels to put your smalls on. Someone else handed out the obligatory mascara wand boo boo brush, but this one is rainbow colored and this one will not leave my side. No. And Stephanie Racine, the New England Stitcher, she's a quilter. She's a STEM teacher. She has access to a Glowforge 3D printer, all the fun things. She handed out the pattern for this quilt and assured me that it is very easy to do. So, someday. Not right this second. Someday. Okay. I'm going to backtrack for half a second before I start in on the purchases and show you our goodie bag. So the theme this year at the Library Stitchers Retreat is travel. This was our goodie bag. A miniature suitcase. It has, they put a suitcase tag on it. It has an elastic strap on the back that you can slip this over the handle of your bigger suitcase. And inside, this top compartment zips closed, so you can put stuff in there and then zip the cover over it. And then in the bottom compartment, there was our passport. And inside there's the bingo card. There was this needle minder. And I'm going to take a 2025 charm and E6000 it to the end of the main. This was our chart from Erin Elizabeth. And unfortunately, she was not able to come this weekend. She was supposed to be there, and she was not able to come. And then we also got this board that has a handle for the suitcase. It has the rounded corners that go on the corners of your suitcase. There's a tag for your luggage tag, and there's an automobile hiding behind here. And when you stitch the chart on 16 count or 32 count, it will perfectly fit on this board. And this board was created by, let me make sure I'm getting it in there for you. There we are. It's So Mimi. And you can get her information from there. Then on Saturday when we came in, they went around, and Joanna Wilhelm, who was one of the 9 library stitchers, created this chart for us. And it is the Good Life Needle Book. Maine is known for blueberries, and then all the sewing accoutrement, a basket of blueberries, and the young lady stitching. Also in there was a sticker with the Library Stitchers Retreat logo and a bag with a floss bling. All right, I'm gonna drop all this back in here. Oh, hold on one second, sorry. There we go. We also got to pre-order and purchase t-shirts and sweatshirts this year. I'm wearing my sweatshirt. I'll show you the t-shirt, but this was tied to the bag that had my order in it. And these 9 cities are named after countries around the world. Okay. So I'm going to set this down. And this is my t-shirt, and on the back of the sweatshirt and the t-shirt is this. There are 9 books. We all are liking the throwback to the number 9 because there were 9 library stitchers. But these 9 books are stitching related, and they have the names of the 9 countries that are in the state of Maine as cities. It says Paris Parking Poetry, Mystery Motifs of Mexico, Cross-Country Stitching in China, The Needle Eye of Norway, Poland's Petty Point, DMC Trials of Denmark, Peculiar Pearl of Peru, Notes of the Naples Needleminder, and Stitchery Sisters of Sweden. Okay, that was the goodies. So now I'm going to share with you the vendors, and then I'll share with you the trunk shows, and then I'll share with you my whips that I worked on. Okay, so the vendors opened up first. We had 3 vendors. One was Rhode Island Deb, and she is listed on Instagram as RI Deb. She makes project bags, and she makes tomatoes and counting pins, and she made some scissor fobs and some stitchy mats, and something really interesting that I'm going to show you here in a second. So this is the tomato, and it's made of wool. And then she also made blueberries, because Maine is known for their blueberries. And this is wool. And look at this. This looks like the butt of a tomato. But these are the blueberries that she made. And she completely sold out of all of them. She even had jack-o'-lantern pin keeps, and I didn't get a hold of one of those fast enough. These were the scissor fobs that she had for sale. They say X Stitch. I've got one very similar to this that Deb Bernheisel made at Stitch West Fall last fall. So cross stitch. These are scissor fobs, but they're very lightweight. So I will not use them as scissor fobs. I will figure out some way to use them, or I will hang them on my tree, because I will have an ornament tree of just cross-stitching stuff. Okay. And then these two counting pins, tomato and blueberry. And then this is the wildest thing of all that she made. It looks like a counting pin, and it's beaded like a counting pin, but it has a bead cap here on the end. It has a bead cap. And here's the genius part. That's a magnet. That's a very strong magnet, so that when you put the pin into the tomato, whoa, hold on a minute there, there we go. You can put your scissors on it. It's a scissor keeper. Holy crap, who'd have thunk it? So, I got that one. Let me put the point covers on there. Okay, so I got that one. I got this one that looks like a teapot. And I get them anywhere near each other, and they go, and I can't get them apart. I got this one. I got this one. So this is giving me so many ideas, because I have so much jewelry making crap. All right. You're probably going to hear things snapping here in a second as they all snap together. Okay. All right. So move those out of the way. Oh yeah, I'll put them down here. So the next vendor I went to was Reese, who is the New England stitcher. Not Reese. Reese is the Crafty Grimalkin. I went to Stephanie's booth. Stephanie is the New England stitcher. She makes whippakeepas, and she makes needle minders, and she makes zipper pulls, and she makes all kinds of great stuff. And so I got Today's Good Mood, sponsored by Cross Stitch. She made this one for, I'm pretty sure this is Bun Bun, the new artsy housewife piece. Nope. Okay, that's how you're going to go together. Okay. Life is not all cross stitch, but it should be. Oh, I think I got that one from Crafty Grimalkin. Oh, well. In my defense, I was left unsupervised. Hey, Soul Stitcher. I run on caffeine, chaos, and cross stitch. I heart to cross stitch. And I'm not a hot mess, I'm a spicy disaster. And so apparently I have an attitude. Okay. Yeah, life is not all cross stitch, but it should be. I purchased that from Crafty Grimalkin. I'm sorry, guys. I also got some zipper pulls. They had a special, 3 for $12. Okay, needle minders and the zipper pulls, 3 for $12. So again, the theme of the retreat was travel. Library Stitchers, Vacation Land, Maine. And that is their state motto, Vacation Land. Oh my God. Jane Austen books. You can't have Maine without lobster. And then these zipper pulls she made in honor of the animal crackers. Lily. Now, I don't know their names yet. The bunny. The squirrel. And Sweet, Sweet Bobbin. And I got for free with my purchase, I got a needle case. It was 3D printed. All right. So I got that needle minder from Crafty Grimalkin. That was the final vendor. I also got this needle minder from Crafty Grimalkin. And for those of you who don't know, Grimalkin is an Old English term for cat. Moose. I got a couple charts. I finally jumped on the Satsuma Street perforated paper ornaments. Okay, sorry. Silver Creek Samplers. Cross stitch is my cardio. My backsides have never looked better. Amen to that, sister. I got 2 more charts in the Night Garden palette from Threadworks and Cross Stitch the Rainbow. Kathy Barrick's PT's Moth. Or PK's Moth, excuse me, PK's Moth. And Carriage House Sampling's Blue Moon Sampler. And then I went crazy with fabric. Reese and her husband, Crafty Grimalkin, were sponsoring the trunk show from Atomic Ranch Fabrics. When I was at Acorns and Threads 3 weeks ago, I concentrated on 18 count Ada, and this time around I concentrated on 14 and 16 count because my 18 count drawer is stuffed to overflowing. 14 count Oslin. $14 count nutmeg. $16 count Into the Woods. And this literally, it's green and yellow, and the yellow makes it look like the sun shining through the leaves of the trees. Okay. 16 count Moonstone. I had a piece of this from Fabric of the Month Club, and I'm putting a Christmas piece on it. It's just the most gorgeous royal, deep royal blue. Rose of Sharon, 16 count. Spring Spruce. $16 count Primrose. And 16 count Vapors. This is a very, very, very pretty, very, 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 very light gray model. Much like smoke, fog, or vapor. Okay, and then there were the trunk shows. Okay, Como Stitches had a trunk show. I got 2 small Halloween bags because I have got small Halloween projects that I can put in them. I also got this bag from Como Stitches. Stitch Me had a trunk show. I got, let's see here, 16 count pumpkin patch. I'm sure you've probably seen this before. $16 count pumpkin patch. 16 count petunia. $16 count Luna moth. $16 count beehive. $16 count wheat cantaloupe. No, this is 14 count wheat cantaloupe. Not another sampler, 14 count. And I keep hearing about this and I'm like, okay, I got to find out what this is about. Now you've got to remember, most of the fabrics that you see on other floss tubes are even weaves, and even weaves in Aida dye differently. Even counts dye differently. This is 16 count glowworm. Woo! What a wild, vibrant green that is. And then this one, 14 count punch. Is that not incredible? Oh my God. Okay. Millennial Fabrics also had a trunk show. This is 16 count Aida Botanical. All right. And then this is 16 count Aida Chickadee. Okay. All right. And then Annie, the proper stitcher, I did not know she had a U series, EWE, for female sheep. And I, if you know me, you know I love sheep. I can't get enough of sheep. So I found out when I was at Acorns and Threads, and I got a couple of the charts. One of them is the new one, Hoppy U, which is Easter. I'm pretty sure I've probably duplicated the other one this weekend. Snow U, Love You, Lucky You. There's glare, sorry. Lucky You, Patriotic You, Boo You, Thankful for You, Marry You, So You. And then it's all gonna go sliding off there. And then when I saw these two charts, I could not snatch them up fast enough. Steampunk Percival and Steampunk Penelope. Okay, and then I also purchased, I don't remember if we got this last year or not. I don't think we did, but anyway, if I already have one at home, I have another one now. It's the Library Stitcher's tote bag. So, that was all on Friday. The retreat started at 9. I finally sat my ass down and started stitching at 2 p.m. There were 2 starts I wanted to do. One of them was an animal cracker for hashtag LSR all cracked up. Started by Kathy Walker of 2 Needles Pulling Thread. So I chose Dr. Raven. Now, Dr. Raven's a bunny. And no, that mask does not come off. But it makes him look like a raven. So therefore, yes, he's Dr. Raven. And I got 2 links of floss put in here using 18 count London Fog from Atomic Ranch and the called for Weeks Dye Works flosses. And so this is the center working upward. So this is the center working upward in Raven's coat right here. Okay. I don't know when I'm going to get to pick him up and work on him again. I will. And yes, this time around I used my old sewing machine rolling tote to carry around everything. So I got some of these slim scrapbook cases from Hobby Lobby. They hold my chart. They hold my hoop, my floss, my project card, the chart, the fabric. I can throw in there my scissors, my needles. Everything stays in there. I don't have to worry about misshapen, bulging project bags. And they all stacked up very neatly in my cart. My other start was, and I'll get this out for you, give me just a second. My other start was Heartstring Samplery's Ode to Libraries. The very existence of libraries affords the best evidence that we may yet have hope for the future of humanity. This was originally a Black Needle Society release in a box last year. Black Needle Society now has the chart for sale in their vault, and she released it at market this year. So this is the called for palette. Okay, we have Classic Colorworks, we have Weeks Dye Works, and we have DMC. I did a floss toss. I laid everything out. Everything looked great. Everything looked like it was going to work perfectly. I sat down. I started stitching. This was my first time using one strand of floss. My first time doing a pin stitch start. My first time. And I wasn't happy. And I struggled and struggled and stitched and stitched and struggled. And this was all the farther I had gotten. I started in the upper left-hand corner. There's a motif above this mushroom cap. You can't see it. The mushrooms have stems. You can't see them. I was not happy. And I was not going to go back. I was like, no, this isn't working. It's not bringing me joy. I'm only this far into it. I'm not doing it. I'm not pushing it. I will not finish it. If I'm not happy, I will not finish it. And then I remembered that 14 count nutmeg that I had bought on Friday. This was yesterday. So I went back up to the Crafty Grimalkin and I found a 20 count, because this is 20 count Overcast by Cedar River Linen. Okay. I went back up and I found a 20 count nutmeg from Cedar River Linen. I brought it back, and I also purchased, now I know, I just told you my 18 count drawer is stuffed to overflowing, but I purchased this 18 count Juniper because this was also a contender. I brought him back to the table. Everybody gathered round. We laid out all the floss against the fabric. and nutmeg was the obvious choice. Nutmeg. Now there is one floss and it's right here. It is called Misty Mauve by Classic Colorworks. And that is used for the wording in the sampler. And so I will obviously substitute that out. I will substitute that out with, I can use Arrowhead or Eggshell or Grits or something along those lines to make the wording stand out and not lose it like I would with the other. So when I was up there purchasing the fabrics, I started looking in all the little bins because heaven forbid I should miss something, right? And I found this. It was a bag and it was from Gentle Art. It said Happily Ever After Limited Edition Thread Pack. Well, hell, limited edition. You had me. Wishing Well. Let me do this. Wishing Well. This one is Mermaid Lagoon. Fairy Tale Forest. Is that not gorgeous? Look at that. With the maroon. Fairy Tale Forest. Fairy Dust. And Ball Gown. They didn't write the color name on the tag. They just wrote limited edition, so I wrote it on the side. All right. And again, ultimately, that was it with purchases. There were several boxes and bags of freebies floating around. I picked up Victorian net darning. I have got several pieces of net at home that I bought in bundles of stuff that I was saving stitches at the thrift stores. Cooler Design Studios, Oh Holy Night, and the chart is in here is only for this piece. There are a lot of other pieces here, and this says book 1, so there are other books. I'm going to have to find them. Glendon Place, the Spook Town Square, books 2, 3, and 4. And there are only 4 parts. Okay, so book 1, or book 2, book 3, and book 4. And this is the whole thing together. All right. And then a Just Nan, Small Delights. And this is Joyous Ark. I think this is Noah's Ark at Christmas time. Paula Vaughn, Memories of Christmas. And a complete kit, Gold Collection, Dimensions with ribbon embroidery, Angel of Spring. And the flowers in her basket are ribbon embroidery. And then all weekend long, we were raising money. So I'm sure you're all sitting here wondering, why does Jackie have a rainbow balloon hovering over her shoulder? Well, there's a good reason for that. All weekend long, I was doing something I had started several months ago. And it's a project. It was a freebie from Romy's Creations. I got it off of her Facebook page. And it is called I Love Our Friend Sheep. So Romy has given me permission to share the chart, and I because I had started stitching it, and I stitched this piece, and I went, well, I could stitch one for Marcia, and I could stitch one for Sadie, and I could stitch one for Taylor, and then one for this person, and that person, and another person, and I'm like, why do all of that when I'm going to see all these people at meetups and retreats this year? So I decided to just stitch up pieces for my retreats, and this is for my Seattle, Portland friends to stitch. So what I wanted them to do was stitch up a friend sheep. I would stitch my initials in their friend sheep, and they would stitch their initials on mine. And this is the one I created for Library Stitchers. And I totally spaced out on doing this on Friday, so yesterday we did it. And I still have people to get on there. So I'm not going to finish this year. I instead will put it away, and next year at the retreat, I will get it back out and make sure to do it over 2 days and get everybody's initials in my friend sheep. And then this is the one I'm working on for Garon Stitchery. I've not worked on it since for a long time. All it says is I love, and it is going to be way different. I've shown Romy my mock-up. She's in love with it and said, go ahead, go for it. And then I showed it to Gary and Ronnie, and they were in love with it and said, yes, please do that. And I said, okay. But those are, those were that was my works and my starts and my whips. Now, what I started to say earlier, and the balloon. The balloon I had clamped to my Needlework System 4 clamp, and then that way everybody knew where to find me at the retreat. So I was sitting under the rainbow. So yes, when I get ready to pack here in a little bit, I will deflate it and take it with me. So the final thing I'm going to show you is my, every year, well, last year, they raised money for a literacy program here in Augusta, and we raised $9,500. So this year, they decided to go with the Travis Mills Foundation. And Travis Mills is a member of our military who lost all 4 of his limbs in an IED explosion in Afghanistan. There are only 5 living veterans in the United States that are quadruple amputees still alive. And when Travis got back home and he was rehabbing at Walter Reed Hospital, his therapist was wanting to find a place to have a place where families and veterans could reconnect and learn adaptive skills and participate in adaptive activities, and give the families a chance to go, hey, wait a minute, kids to go, hey, your dad has no legs either, or wait a minute, what, your mom is very sad and doesn't want to talk about the things that make her hurt, and that kind of thing. And it is a phenomenal organization. It is a phenomenal mission. What am I trying to say? What they're trying to do is simply just phenomenal. I'm very impressed with the fact that they include the family. Families are right there with them. And so, so of course we all jumped in on it. Preliminary report is, and we'll know more once Emma's had a chance to go through and figure out the books and because all the proceeds from the trunk shows, all the proceeds from the trunk shows and what they sold in raffle tickets, preliminary figure last night was over $13,000. $13,000. Not even 150 women did that. Okay. So we had a raffle. And I won 2 things. So the first thing I won was this absolutely darling project bag from Barefoot Needle Art. dogs and cats. Hello. Adopt and rescue. That's me. Okay, and it has this very cute paw charm and a little project card. And inside the bag, oh, my human loves me. My human loves me. Inside the bag were dog socks and cat socks. You can't be stitching without your dog and cat socks. You're not terrible. What does that one say? Oh, you're not terrible. That is Grumpy Cat, who has passed. R.I.P. Grumpy Cat. But also inside this bag were 3 charts. Rooster from Lucy Beam. Is he not the cutest? Oh my God. Sunflower Cat from Top Knot Stitcher. And Madame Chantilly Winter Hot Cocoa with a fox and an owl and a raccoon and a squirrel and a hedgehog. Winter Hot Cocoa. So that was one prize I won. The other prize Janine McGowan, the Blue Flower, donated her model stitch for Mermaid's Garden. I was stunned. So, I will have to put that information on the back of this to make sure that it gets preserved. I had to go onto her website and look it up to see what it was. So that is pretty much it. My thoughts on the Library Stitchers Retreat, top notch. Honest to God, top notch. All the details were thought through. They worked with the Calumet Club, and this year there was warnings on all the signs for the food. Contains milk, eggs, nuts, contains gluten, gluten-free. They were above and beyond making sure that we were happy and that we were comfortable and that we were having a good time. I have issues with food sometimes in that I will fix a plate and eat 3 bites and I'm full. And I try very hard to be very cognizant of that and not take more than I could eat. But sometimes it just, I feel famished, and I get my plate and I sit down and 3 bites, I'm done. And it's very frustrating for me. And I feel like I need to keep explaining and apologizing. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be wasting food. I don't mean to be. And the ladies are like, are you satisfied? Are you full? And I'm like, yeah. And they said, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. All the ladies who put on the retreat, you ladies are just the bomb. You are just the best of the best. This retreat and Stitching in the Wild, I will go to again and again and again and again. Both retreats are about 150 people. That is the perfect size. It is small enough that you can talk and be heard at the table, and yet also small enough that you know most of the people in the room. You've heard of most of the people in the room. You've seen a lot of the people in the room that are that have a Flosstube. It's just magical. And Maine is beautiful, even though today it's gray and drizzly and foggy and rainy, and yesterday it poured rain all day long. It poured rain. Even though all of that happened, it was still a fun day because we were stitching, we were with our friends, we were able to relax and have fun. And yeah, it was awesome. So yes, I will come back time and time and time again. And Taylor can't wait to be back next year. And now I've got someone else that wants to come. So hey, you know, it's going to be great. My plans. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to pack. I leave here at midnight tonight and drive back down to Boston. So I will be in Boston by 3 o'clock in the morning. And that will give me time to turn in the rental car, get to the terminal, check in my luggage, get to the gate, and sit and go for a few hours and stitch, and then get on my plane and fly home. I also have a new start that starts today. And that it is being organized by Gina, who has a blog called Slammin' the Screen Door. And this is a Friends of Garon Zoom Sal. And we are stitching the Salty Stitchers Parrot. You've heard me before. This beautiful bird, has 3 colors. And I love this design. However, I prefer my parrots to be, okay? So I custom ordered a half yard of this tie-dye fabric from Oblong Meow. And I was an idiot and didn't think it through. And when I ordered a half yard, forgot that she was going to put the center of the tie-dye in the center of the half yard. So I got my friend Sadie on the phone, and we did a video chat, and I had her look it over, and she helped me. This is the top. His beak is going to be over here. His body, his feathers, the tree branches. Okay, I'm doing it in sulky 12 weight, and I'm doing black. So hopefully here in a little bit, I'll feel up to starting. If I don't feel up to starting it today, I will try to start it tomorrow when I'm at the airport. And I have my stitching in the wild pieces. I have my French sheep, and I have something else, and then I need to be stitching on for them. And once I'm back in Seattle, it is full on find a home, find a job in Missouri, and pack mode for me. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. So, all right, y'all, I've had you here for an hour. I'm praying I'm going to be able to upload this, and I didn't have to edit it. Thank God. So I will let you all go, and I, as always, will ask you to keep curating those crafting supplies and keep inspiring with them and using those craft supplies. And above all else, be kind, because as you know, we're all in this shitty boat together, and it's up to us to be kind to one another, and that's the only way we're going to get through right now. No matter what, that kind word, thought, or deed that you've done for that person may very well make their life. All right? Be kind. I love you all to pieces. Behave yourselves, and I will talk with you all soon. Bye-bye.